morning, everybody.
Yeah,
Adam von Rothfelder from NBC's Strong, still in the running. 4 teams eliminated, 6 still remain. That song that we were just listening to, an ode to Prince, It's Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. What's interesting is that he's responsible for writing so many songs that everybody knows, not just the stuff he performed, but this is one of them, Nothing Compares to You, is a song that he wrote. He originally wrote it for, I guess, his funk band's side project, and then eventually gave it to her. But he wrote songs for Madonna and
he's a Midwesterner too.
Minnesota.
I mean,
Minnesota boy.
Yeah, I mean, Prince was. I mean, he's an icon. I mean,
do you have a favorite Prince song?
When Doves Cry.
Yeah.
And I love the Bone Thugs Harmony remix, When Thugs Cry.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something to get me going, you know. When
yeah, and Whoopi Goldberg tweeted something like, "Now we know what it's like when doves cry," or something, which I thought was a really cool tribute to him.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
What's your deal?
What's your deal?
You've
seen the show. You've seen the show. You know you don't want to mess with me. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're hard. Process, Mr. Sweet, you know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
You know, it was the battle. It was the battlefield, right?
Okay.
So you don't really get to see like football players with their helmets off. You know, I mean, they don't call it the gridiron for nothing. And when you're out there and you're in the heat of competition, I don't really, you know, I mean, Cece is an incredible woman, and I understand that, you know, she's a lady. At the same time, she was also my teammate. And I try to look at it with, like, equality, with the idea that, like, hey, like, we're in this together.
Hold your own.
Yeah. Hold your own. And she, you know, she did. It wasn't that she wasn't holding her own. It was that she kept on kind of, like, giving me that attitude back whenever I would tell her, you know, give her another suggestion. And I
love that, a suggestion. Because you have a clip from the fight that you had, but this gets to an interesting point between couples, I think, because you were fighting about, her feelings were hurt. And felt you were like on her. And you were kind of saying, no, I wasn't. I needed to do this. I was giving you suggestions. And then she's like, yeah, well, this is how I felt. And you're like, well, then I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right. Well, because I never meant to obviously attack anybody's feelings. I mean, it was.
Well, hold your tongue for a minute.
Totally.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Roll it.
I'm giving him all I've got, and he doubts that all the time.
I'm trying to let you know that there's more inside you because I see it, but it's not to be demoralizing. It's to be.
Well, it is.
Well, I'm really sorry.
I don't know if you seem sorry though.
I think you took the moment to know you needed to apologize.
You know, you didn't get to see a lot of it. I mean, it was like a straight up 3-way attack on me for about 10 minutes with the other 2 people that were standing there. And, you know, they were all trying to give me like good feedback, but at the same time, they were all teaming up on me. And, you know, I mean, I was sorry. I mean, I never meant to hurt her feelings at all. The reality of it is if, you know, when you're in that competition and you put so much pressure on one another for the idea of the transformation, for the idea of the competition and winning the money, you know, it's easy to like get frustrated. And I mean, we lived with each other in a sense. I cooked every meal for her. I mean, you know, people joke around like she was doing my laundry. Well, it's like I cooked every single meal for her.
You did? That's cute.
Yeah, I mean, everything. It was that's what we were there for. So I mean, it was like, hey, be a couple.
Yeah.
That was what it was. You know, and it's like.
And it may not be a likely couple.
Yeah, I mean, there's very rare third dates I ever had in my life, let alone like being completely married to somebody after like 1 minute of knowing them.
I like how he said third dates, not second dates.
Well, almost everybody gives a second date, right?
Right, because you're just a jerk if you don't.
No. Yeah, you just got to give someone a second chance.
Right.
What's interesting about that is, you know, that you did take the moment to say, I'm sorry, and not, I'm sorry you feel that way. Because I think we've talked about on the show before that apologies don't resonate with someone if you interject the you or whatnot. You take out those pronouns and just say, I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings, you know, which is kind of what you did there. Whether or not in that moment you really felt sorry, I think you knew how necessary it was to just apologize and recognize how she was feeling.
Yeah, and I think from the outside, you know, it's just like in life. I mean, it is reality, and that was a true conflict. I mean, you put 2 people together with very similar, strong head personalities in a very stressful situation. You know, since day one, everybody's gunning after us. It's you know, evident. Everybody wants us. People are underestimating us. You know, at the same time, they're also putting us on a shelf. You know, so we had so much pressure on us that we knew that we had to come out and swing every single time. And the fact that we were this close to being possibly going in the tower again, it was like, you do not want to go home.
Right.
You know, and at the end, she was beating herself up that I tried telling her, like, do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
We are not the last one. stop. We are okay. You know, and that was, you know, I was trying to get her, but.
Do you I have a quick question, and then something else I want to get to. Do you apologize to your wife? Is that something
all
you're
the time.
capable
Yeah,
of?
totally.
I was like, how often does
just
that
in case I haven't said I'm sorry
home?
recently. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. No, I all the time.
This question fascinates me. How competitive are you, in your own opinion?
How competitive am I?
Yeah.
Are you really asking?
Yeah, because I like on a scale of 1 to 10, he's like 100.
Yeah, because his eye contact alone. I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
I feel it from you, like freaks me out a little bit.
So the difference between me and every other guy on that show is I have a true martial arts background. Martial arts is not your drop your kid off at soccer and he's being taken care of by Steve, your next door neighbor. Good job, buddy. Good job. Here's your 10th place trophy. You know, martial arts is like, do this now. You can't do splits? Here, let me put my foot on your back and help push you down.
Yeah.
Right? So competition, I mean, I got in a cage and beat people up. Yeah. You know, I am just competitive in anything I do, and I'm intense. I go 0 to 100. You get in my way, and I'm going to knock you over, or I'm going to die trying. And when the game's done, I'm your best friend, though.
And so you're not the biggest guy.
No, definitely
You
not.
got great biceps, but you're not like the most. Just saying.
Well, you know, I'm actually,
okay.
it's deceiving, but I'm actually the 3rd heaviest guy on the show.
You are? How much do you weigh? Is that okay to ask?
I weigh 212 pounds.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I mean,
And how tall? 6 foot?
I'm 5'11".
5'11".
Yeah, and I mean, right now I'm walking around like 205 just because I'm not, you know, really doing much
weak.
lifting. Yeah, just because I'm weak.
Because you're really
I'm a big
weak.
baby.
Been slapped.
You know, but a lot of the
slack.
guys tried discrediting me a little bit on the show when they're like, oh, it's because you're lighter. I'm like, actually, I gained 15 pounds on the show.
Yeah.
I haven't had $400 to spend on groceries a week from Whole Foods ever. So I mean, the fact that I'm like, you know, like lifting weights again, it was great. Working it.
We're out of time, but people can watch you on Thursdays at 7 o'clock here on TMJ4.com next week. So now
He
there's.
just looked at his watch.
I was just seeing how many calories I burned this interview. I'm good. 36. I got to talk faster.
Good to know.
Good Fitbit.
All right, well, you can find Adam as well here in Bayview at your
Walker's Point,
Walker's
Como.
Point.
Check out Como Nation. We actually have a free week trial.
Because you'll be in a coma if you work out with them.
Yeah.
And we're actually also going to be putting on a free beach workout in the next couple of weeks with Cece in town.
You're going to bring her
Team
here.
White is going to be here
Good.
in the house in 2 weeks. May 7th, we're going to be putting on a free beach workout. And,
I love it. And you're here every week while Strong is on, which
I'm
I
here
love.
every week, yeah.
What is your deal?
What is your
So we'll
deal?
keep following along.
Love it.
Thanks, Adam.
Always great to see you. Thank you so
guys
much.
so much.